Hello, I'm Matt Daniel with Mountain Telephone. I'm going to be going through the Android TV appliance for SpreeTV deployments for those customers who do not want to bring their own device, such as a Fire Stick or a Roku device. The Android appliance we use is just that. It's just an appliance, it's same as a Fire Stick, except this box has a few features that are a little more convenient. For example, the remote control that comes with the Android boxes has number pad on it. It's backlit, it's a little larger, and it has some key buttons on it that we'll find out later on in the video come in very handy. Whenever your Android appliance has been installed by install repairman from Mountain Telephone, this information should have already been entered. But if it was not, or if for some reason your box loses this information, this is the way that you would enter your username and password. This information can be obtained through our customer service or our help desk, but the syntax is MTN for Mountain 500, and then there'll be a 4 digits that'll be particular to your account. But this information is just simply entered in here, and then it's going to ask for a password, and you'll enter that password, and once you do, we'll get logged in, and I'll show you that in just a second. When you get logged in, it will come up to choosing your user. Now, you can set up different users if you like. Most people do not. But it's just simply a generic avatar here with your account number. Now, there is a setting down here that you may want to get rid of so that this screen doesn't pop up every time you log in. Do not show this screen automatically. It needs to be check marked to the right. That means the next time this happens, it will not show this screen. Now, if you want to have multiple users and you want to utilize this screen, of course, you would want to check this box the other direction. But we're just going to use this user for right now. And once we hit OK, you may get a pop-up asking you for Smart Highlights. Smart Highlights is a feature inside of our app which takes all the sporting events over the last week or so, and it cuts out just the things you might want to see. Show me all the dunks in the Lakers game. Show me all the home runs the Reds hit. Show me all the double plays in the Major League Baseball game last night. So that's entirely up to you, but if you get this screen to pop up, you can just toggle through it. It's telling you about it, and it's just going to ask you if you want to opt in or not. I'm going to go ahead and opt this account in, hit yes, and it says, hey, this will take some time essentially because a sports event has to happen before they show up for your account. Back at the home screen from the live TV recommendations, there's also the place you probably want to be most of the time is this TV, which is the guide. This is your guide over here showing you the channels. It shows you some categories at the top about which channels you have sorted. Be careful about using these channel sorts because when you do that, it limits your list only to those channels. So it defaults in all channels, that's where we want to be. It shows you a few things about the channel. You've got the channel number, you've got a logo for the channel, and then you've got different icons inside of this guide. What these icons mean is you can record this program, you can restart this program, and you can also catch up this program. Restart means if a program is going on right now and it's not over, I can start it from the beginning and rewatch it. However, if it's already in the past on this channel, I can't go back and watch it. And the information in the guide will look very light colored, telling you you can't watch it. The little arrow with the back and the play button says, hey, you can restart this, but you can also go back over 24 hours in the past on most channels and watch something you missed. But in the guide, we have a couple of pieces of information that are very helpful. We have a time of day, we have the month and the day of the week and the day of the month. This little blue pin here is the time of day. So it tells you in the guide, this is happening now or is going to happen in the future. This is happening in the past. So if I want to move back in the guide and I want to watch something in the past, I can do that. I can go back here, and this program, this says Fox 56 Morning News. It was at 8:30 this morning. I missed the news at 9 a.m. I want to watch the 9 a.m. news. That's where I am right now. I can rewatch that because it's lit up. The writing is all in white, and I can watch that. If we scroll down, here on Fox Sports 2, you can see this is gray where this is white. I'm still at 9 o'clock in the morning. I can't rewatch this because the programmer says you're not allowed to do that. So the programmers decide what we can go back and allow you to rewatch. But if we want to go back to where we were in the guide, you'll see at the bottom it says press and hold the back to go to the current time. This is going to flash a lot on your screen because it's going to allow, because you're allowed to go back and forth in the guide, and it gives you a way to get back to where am I today, right now, what is my time of day. Again, the back arrow, press and hold. I'm going to hold that down and it scoots my guide over to the current time of day right now. So now I'm back to live TV. This is where I wanted to be. And I want to watch what's on, I want to watch The Price is Right here on CBS. So I'm going to tune that over here to CBS. I'm watching The Price is Right. We got a couple of different things on the screen that show up. You've got a pause button, pause and play. You can pause live TV or you can let it play. Once you do that, now you're in the past. So you have this other little block that pops up. It's a square and it says live TV. If I hit that button, it's going to skip back to the current time of the program. So now you're live again. You have the option to restart the program from the very beginning of the hour, which we can see here, it's only been on for 2 minutes and 45 seconds, but we can skip back that 2 minutes and 45 seconds. We can also choose to record the program. The button here is record. You can toggle to this button and hit the OK button to record, or you can push the red button on your remote, and the red button on your remote automatically starts recording the program that you're on. So these buttons down here do mean something. All right, and then on over here, in our information on the screen is going to tell us, do we want closed captioning on? So you could turn closed captioning on with that feature. And then also we have information, tells us, hey, this is Drew Carey, might tell us some information about what episode it is. If you're watching a movie, this means more, of course. And then now I've got the closed captioning turned on and I am recording it. If I go to the guide now, you can see it's red out beside of it indicating that I'm recording it. And so it will show up in my recordings. Well, how do I see my recordings? I can do a couple of different things. I can push this yellow button on my remote and it will bring up my recordings and tell me exactly what my recordings are. There are my recordings that I can go access and replay. If you'll notice, there's a line here showing a DVR quota. It says, hey, you got 44 hours and 43 minutes left of your 50 hours of DVR. Every customer gets 50 hours of DVR because this recording is not happening on the box, it's happening in a network somewhere. These recordings stay on your account for 90 days. Once the 90 days is reached, these recordings will drop off. If you want to play one of these recordings, it's fine. You can play one anytime you want. If I want to play the Stays to Tucson, I can resume this and I'm playing this movie now. With a recording, you can skip forward and skip back, what we call trick play, all you want. For example, this is a commercial going on right now. I don't want to watch the commercial. I can use my cursor and skip forward, and I get a preview of where I am in the program. It's like, oh, I'm back at the program now. Now I want to push play there, and I want to skip those commercials that were on. Once you're in recording, you have a few options. You can pause, stop, you can restart, and you can also skip commercials, during the show. Anytime the show is playing, you can use your keypad here to go forward in the program, and you get a display screen of kind of where you are. Or you can use the back button to skip back. I missed the beginning of this after the commercial break, so I want to skip back. In a recording, you have that full feature anytime you want. If you're done with this recording, there are a couple of different things you can do. You can stop the recording, and it's going to take you back to your recordings menu. And then in the pop-up in the corner or in the background is going to be the current live TV. Again, like I said earlier, the back button is going to be your friend. We're going to back out to the guide. We're back over in the guide, and we want to go back to live TV, and now we're back on live TV watching The Price is Right. This remote control is very handy for many people because it has numbers on the remote. You can toggle straight to a channel rather than having to go through the guide, such as the Weather Channel, 191. If I put in 191 and wait long enough, this will auto-tune to the Weather Channel. But wait, I was recording over on The Price is Right. Am I still recording on The Price is Right? Well, I can hit this blue button, which brings up my guide, and then I can scroll up in my guide and we will see that, yes, you're still recording The Price is Right while you're watching something else. So we're recording Price is Right now. What if you wanted to go back to The Price is Right quickly? Well, it was on 57, and if you remember that, you can go straight to 57, and here we are with The Price is Right. But wait, I wanted to go back to the Weather Channel. If you hit the OK button in the center of your cursor, you'll see two windows pop up here that represent channels. These are the last 10 channels that you've tuned to. And you can simply arrow up and select the Weather Channel and quickly skip between channels on the program. The Android appliance that you may lease from Mountain Telephone comes with a very different remote than a Roku or a Fire Stick. This remote control has numbers, it has a cursor in the middle, it also has volume and channel buttons, and then has some colored buttons at the bottom. So what do all these mean? We'll start at the bottom and work our way up. The colored buttons at the bottom represent pre-programmed functions for your box. The blue button will always bring up the guide. The yellow button will bring up a list of your recordings. The red button functions as a record button. If you're on a program and you want to record, you can simply just hit the red button and it will begin recording on that program. The green button takes you to the last function that you did. If your last function was the guide, the green button will also bring up your guide. If your last function was your DVR recordings, it'll bring up your DVR recordings. Just above that is a button for Netflix and Prime Video. These are resident apps that are already installed on the Android box, but do not have credentials inside of them that you would need to provide on your own. If your remote control is programmed for your TV, the volume buttons here and the mute button here will control the sound on your TV. The channel up and down button will do just that. They will toggle channels up and down inside of the SpreeTV app. The first button on the left is the back button. It's an arrow pointing to the left. The back button is used to scroll through the on-screen displays of SpreeTV. The white button in the middle is the home button. That button will take you to the Android landing page. The button on the right is the TV button. We see it looks like a TV with a set of rabbit ear antennas coming out of it. This button is your rescue button. If for any reason you get into the Android menu or get somewhere you don't recognize, maybe you hit Netflix by accident and you want to get back to SpreeTV, you simply push this button and it will take you to the SpreeTV app. Above those row of buttons is your cursor. You have a round button representing a up, down, left, right, and then an OK button in the middle to acknowledge what you want to do. This cursor button is how you will navigate the guide, select programs to watch, navigate your recordings, catch up TV, and so on. The next row of buttons above that are buttons that are restricted to the Android device only. None of these buttons will function inside of the app. They function strictly with the Android box itself. The next 4 rows of buttons include the numbers 1 through 9 and 0, as well as guide and info. These buttons work inside the app. The guide button here can be used just the same as the blue button down here to bring up the guide at any point in time during the program. The info button can also be used to bring up the information about a program that you're currently watching or a program in the guide. Any of the number buttons can be used in combination for users to select the channel they want to go to without having to use the guide. The 2 buttons on top represent toggling the power on the television and on the Android appliance. Thank you for choosing Mountain Telephone SpreeTV for your service. If you have any issues, you can reach out to our help desk Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 606-743-1100. Thank you.